Hello, how are you? Welcome back to my Chinese class. Many people say this language is one of the most difficult languages in the world. Really? Maybe yes. The language is very hard. But English is also very hard, right? It took you more than 12 years to master English, right? Okay, so this language, if you are interested in it, will also take you about a few years, right? It may take you a few years. And if you keep on working on it, then it's not hard, right? Because anything is submissive to perseverance, right? If you you keep working hard on it, then it's not hard. Okay. So today, what shall we do? I think we should take a look at the commonly used square words of Chinese. Okay. So let's take a look at the commonly used words. Or the characters, actually not words. The commonly used characters of the words in the Chinese language. Okay. Here on this first part, I would like to show you about 2500 okay 2500 okay characters, commonly used characters. Okay, and they are arranged this way. Okay, arranged in increasing order of the number of the strokes. So for example, this means one stroke. Okay, so one stroke. So for example, these two words, you can write them, each of them with just one stroke. So for example, this is E, right? This is E, which means one, right? One. Okay. You have already known this word, right? Because we learned this word a few days ago. Okay. And you know how to write it, right? Okay. And you know the pronunciation, and you know the meaning, right? This is E, okay, which means one. Okay, so one. Okay, E. And this word, for now, for this moment, you don't know yet, so don't care. But what you need to know is, are you able to write it just with one stroke? If yes, then you are successful. Okay, so you write it this way, right? Right? Okay, yeah. Okay. So first, horizontal and continuously bent toward the left side, right? And downward. And then a hook, right? A hook upward. Okay. So then two strokes. With two strokes, you are able to write these words. Okay. You can practice by yourself. I think you should practice by yourself if you want to learn this language. Then you need to practice these words, okay, one by one. It will take you a couple of hours, right? A few hours to practice these so many words, because there are so many thousand words, right? More than 2,000 such characters. If each one takes you, for example, 10 seconds, then a few hours will be used, right? Actually, each one will not take you 10 seconds. So for example, this one will take you just 2 seconds, right? And this also 2 seconds. Okay, this also 2 seconds. Okay, so 2 strokes, 2 seconds. So for example, each stroke means a second. Then it takes you just a few seconds, 2 seconds to write a character, right? Or say a word. Okay, this means two, right? This is a two, yeah, two. Hua. Okay, two strokes. Okay, this means two, right? You know this word. Okay, you also know this word three, right? Three. Okay, sign means three. Okay, and you know the pronunciation, and you also know the meaning, and you know how to write it. Okay, so 3 strokes are these words. Okay, and you also need to copy them. Okay, a few times. and each time totally will take you a couple of hours. Okay. You need to verify if you are able to write these words with 3 strokes. Okay, for example, this of course you know, right? This of course 3 strokes. This also you learned this word just a few days ago, right? And this word, so you know many of these words actually. So this one and this one, right? And this one, and this one, right? Okay. Actually, you have already learned some of them. Okay. Okay, then 4 strokes on these words. Okay, about 100, right? About 100 such words, and you also copy them and to verify if you are able to write them with just write each one with just 4 strokes. Okay. But for now, we are not able to remember these words, right? For the moment, we are not able to know the meaning, the pronunciation. In one word, we are not able to remember them. Okay, so we just take a look. Okay, we just take a look. Okay, then 5 strokes, and these words, right? These words, okay, about 100, right? 130 something. Okay, and you have already known some of them, right? For example, this one you know. Okay, we learned this just a few days ago, right? This word, and which some of them, right? Yeah, this one we also learned this one. Okay. Okay, so you and this one, right? You also know this one. Okay, and so you can practice by yourself, because in the future, actually, I will show you these words one by one. So with how many videos? I will use about 40 videos to show you these words one by one, actually. But for now, okay, you just take a quick look, and you also you can touch the pause button, and then copy these words, okay, one by one. Okay, it will take you a few minutes to write down all of these words, right? Okay. And then 6 strokes. Okay, about 200 such words, right? Okay, characters, not words, right? Not words yet. Words, we will study words in a few days. For now, we are still learning the characters. Okay, or say syllables, right? Okay, because each such word is a syllable, right? It's a syllable. Okay. Here, do you know any word you have already learned? For example, this one, right? This one you have learned. Okay, I believe you know this one. This is boat, right? Boat. Okay. The pronunciation is zhou. Okay, zhou. Okay, boat. And this one, right? Rice, me. You know this word, right? And some others, right? Okay. But we are not able to talk about them all. Okay, for now. Just take a quick look. And then 7 strokes, right? Again, about 300. Okay, 300. Okay, characters. If you copy these characters, it will take you about 8 minutes or 10 minutes, right? To copy them all. Okay, so totally it will take you a couple of hours. If you copy them more than 10 times, okay, then you can become familiar with them, right? Just like your friends, you see them many times, then you know them. Or say just like the English words, there are thousands of English words, right? You also need to see each one many times, then you can know them all, right? Okay. No, not all actually. I mean, you can know thousands of English words. Here, if you are learning Chinese, it will also take you a few years, right? And to get familiar with thousands of words, right? Okay. Okay, now 8 strokes, about 300 characters, right? So now harder and harder, right? Okay, these words you don't know them, right? Do you? Actually, last time we studied how to write the strokes, right? And you practiced the example words, or say example the sample characters, or say the sample words. If you practice them all, then you are able to write these words. You are able to copy these words, I mean, one by one. Okay, then you know how to write them, and then you can verify if you are right or wrong. Okay, the strokes. For example, if you have to use 9 strokes to write this word, then this means you made a mistake. Okay, but if you occasionally make mistakes, that's okay, right? Okay, if you occasionally make mistakes, that's okay. Don't worry, don't be afraid. Okay, and then 9 strokes, right? 9 strokes. You need 9 strokes to write these words, and maybe these are there are 400, right? 400, okay, 400 characters or words. Okay, so this maybe will take you how many minutes? Maybe 20 minutes, right? To copy them all. Okay, copy this page. I mean, it will take you about 20 minutes. Okay, and you should not be feared, right? You should not be scared. Okay. These words are not scary, right? Okay, so please copy them if you have time. But if you don't, then or if you are not interested, then maybe that's okay, right? Okay, then 10 strokes. Okay, these words or characters, right? They are more complicated, right? More and more complicated. Okay, then the most complex character has how many strokes? We will see. Okay, now 11 strokes, right? And then more complicated, or say more complex. Okay, and you also please practice these. And then 12 strokes, right? These words have each one has 12 strokes. Okay, and then these 13 strokes. Now harder and harder, right? Harder and harder. And some of them you are not able to tell the strokes, right? They are illegible, right? Or say they are not illegible. You are not able to see them clearly, right? So it's okay. For now, it's okay. And because in the near future, I will show you how to write these words one by one. Okay. And then 14 strokes, right? 14 strokes. These are 14. Okay, 15. Then 15. Okay, so most of the words have 13 or 12 or 11 strokes, right? Because now 14 strokes, there are fewer characters, right? Now fewer than 100, and then 15 strokes, fewer than 50, right? Okay. Then 16 strokes. Okay, these are 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, 20, 21, 22. 23. Okay, so maybe this is the most complicated or complex word, right? Okay. So these are the most frequently used words, or say most commonly used words. And then I'll show you some another list. But those words are less frequently used, but also still frequently used, still commonly used words. These are the less frequently used words. There are 1,000 characters on this list. Okay, so totally there are 3,500 commonly used characters, right? Okay, so that's why, right? That's why many people say Chinese is the most difficult language in the world. Okay, because you have actually much more than 3,000 characters, but these are commonly used, which means if you want to speak fluent Chinese, or if you want to read fluently, then you need to know at least these commonly used characters. And you also need to know thousands of words. So what is a word and what is a character? A word is made up of one or a couple of characters. Just like the English words, a English word is made up of one or a couple of syllables, right? Okay. So the words then, the Chinese words then, there are much more than 3,000 commonly used words, right? So maybe tens of thousands of words. But if you study this language for a few years, then you can master tens of thousands of words, right? Okay, so you can read fluently, right? And you can also speak fluent Chinese. Okay, so these two words, okay, you can write them in 2 strokes, right? With 2 strokes. Okay, so these words, okay, in 4 strokes, and these 5 strokes, right? Okay, you can practice. You should practice. I mean, you should copy. So this is your homework, right? Your homework is to copy. Okay, because you don't have questions to answer, right? So your homework is just to practice to copy these characters a few times, each one a few times. It will take you a few days, right? But sporadically, so for example, today you practice a couple of hours, and next week you also practice a couple of hours. Then after many weeks, then you can be familiar with these words, right? These characters, I mean. So 5 strokes, these characters, 6 characters, 6 strokes, then these characters, right? This number is called 6, right? This is 6, right? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, this is 7, right? 7 strokes. Okay, so more and more words belong to this category, right? Or say this group. Okay, and then 8 strokes, right? More words now. 9 strokes, more, right? 9 more than 8, right? And then 10, right? 10 more than 9. Okay, so as I said before, right? So most words have about 8 or 9 or 10 or 11 or 12 or 13 strokes, right? Okay, so 10 strokes you have so many words, and 11 strokes you have so many words, you have these words, and 12 strokes you have these words, and please practice them and verify if each word takes you 12 strokes to write, okay, these words. Okay, 13, right? Now 13 still many, right? Okay, and then 14 now fewer, and 15 also fewer, right? Okay, and then 16 strokes, and 17 now only fewer than 20, right? Fewer than 20, and then now 18 only a few, right? 19 a few, 20 a few, 21, 22. So these are the most complex words, right? Most complex characters. Okay, Chinese characters. Okay, so just so many. I have showed you 3,500 Chinese characters, square words, or say. Okay. Then maybe next time or in a few days, I will show you how to make Chinese words. Okay, with these characters. And the reason why I show you these characters organized in strokes, it is in the future when you study, when you read, for example, right? When you see a new word, for example, this word you don't know the meaning, you don't know the pronunciation, then how can you find its meaning? Where can you find the meaning? You can find it on the internet, right? If on the internet, for example, Google, you use Google Translate. But how do you write it onto onto Google translation, right? So you need to know how many strokes, and then if each word for each character you write down its pronunciation, okay, in the near future, and then you can look for the character, right? And then you can find its pronunciation. With the pronunciation, then you are able to import it into some app, right? Some input app, and then this word or say this character will show up, and then you can see it, and then you can copy it onto the Google translation, and then you know its English meaning, right? Okay, so that's why I show you such lists, and on such lists these characters are organized in according to the strokes. Okay, got it, right? Okay, so today we just talk so much. Okay, thanks. Okay, and good luck. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.